Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with a highly anticipated episode of the Rival Fan podcast. Some of our teams have won, some of our teams have lost. It is what it is. It's part and parcel of the episodes, weekly episodes, and all that good stuff. Listen, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop a like, all that good stuff. As always, we are joined by the regulars. On my left, we are joined by Man City's very own Alejandro. Alex, how are you feeling?
Not great, to be honest, Usmaan. Just wish the days would go faster until the weekend. So.
It's going to be a long show for you, my brother. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be a long show for you. Anyways, further down the line, we have got the man. He's returned because his team got a point. He's returned.
Chill out, bro. Chill out.
Moose in the building. How you doing, brother? Good to see you smiling still. Good to see you smiling.
You gotta stay positive, you know what I'm saying, bro. You can't stay bugged out for too long. Alright, keep going.
Don't worry, we'll make sure you're bugged out after this video. Right, anyways, and below me we have got the man building blocks himself. The eyes on the ball. Listen, Daniel, how you doing, brother?
I'm good still. I'm good. I like that nickname as well. Can't lie.
Love to see it. And of course, top of the league. Oh, God. Don't get used to it. That's what I would say. But top of the league nonetheless. It's Tottenham Hotspur's very own Kish. Listen, how you feeling, brother? You've been ready for this show, you.
I was like literally as a Spurs fan, I've been waiting 28 years for this. I'll be honest. just to this moment, it's fantastic.
What moment?
You've beaten us before.
But obviously it's a bit more tasteful, isn't it, when you're in a podcast with a rival fan, you know what I mean? So it feels good.
All right, okay. Listen, let's get straight into it. Obviously, we've got a few people joining us live. Obviously, United way, as always, yes, boys, and Moose. I'm not sure what that's meant to mean. Bits and Bobs, Evening Mandem, and obviously ITN, copying Bits and Bobs, Evening Mandem. Listen, get your comments in, as always. We're going to go through the main game, so to speak, and I've got one question for the guys right at the end, but I'm going to let you know what the question is now, so it gives you an opportunity to think about it. The question is, who do you think's been the biggest flop so far this season? Not team, I'm talking player. All right? That's the question. I'm going to ask it towards the end of the show. So obviously give you a chance to have a think about it because I've just dropped it on you guys right now. But anyways, there's only one place to start. Jose Mourinho, Masterclass against Pep Guardiola. Again, getting the better of him in the last two games. It's finished 2-0 again, Kish. I feel like we should let Alex speak first. Alex, get it off your chest. What's in your mind, brother?
It just wasn't great, was it? I mean, Pep's lost it. He outthinks himself every time. He's the way that we used to play with our wingers attacking the byline just doesn't happen anymore. Instead, we've got two slow wingers, Mahrez and Bernardo Silva, getting to the edge of the box, then just cutting back where there are players already defending. I mean, it just didn't please me. There was some nice passing, but passing doesn't equal crap, when you're just unlucky against a lucky team like Tottenham. And to be honest, Mourinho, at least Mourinho's supporting Transport for London, bringing out all the buses on a night time. No one else is using them, so.
Did it finish? Am I right in saying it finished 2-0? Completely. Yeah, it did finish.
Yeah.
I don't know why my mind went blank there for a second. But yeah, to be fair, I hear what you're saying in terms of Spurs parking the bus. But Kish, is there any surprise? Like, what did you expect?
Mourinho Masterclass. 2 words, literally. Mourinho Masterclass. He is literally born for this. This is what he does for every club that he manages. For up to 3 seasons, he gets the best out of the players. He gets them to track back. They run the extra miles. And they do this for a period of time. And that's literally what happened. I'm not saying that we didn't have a bit of luck in the game because of the handball situation and a couple of opportunities that they had. But don't get me wrong, a lot of fans have been berating it, saying to me, we had 22 shots on goal, yada, 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 10 corners. But out of those shots, 5 were on target. So 22 shots on goal and 5 were on target. So what does that tell you? Number one, they're missing Aguero, 100%. And number two, they weren't clinical in the opportunities that they had. 5 chances on target. Do you know what I mean? And And he punished them. We punished them on the counter, and that was the game plan. We said this last week. We said what was going to happen is City were going to have majority of the ball. We were going to wait for the counter attack and come in numbers, and that is literally what happened. Yes, we defended with a back six, back seven, whatever you want to call it. But if you look at every single time that we were up on their side of the pitch or in the attacking side, there was 5 to 6 of our players that joined Harry Kane up front. Again, you know, I can't give this guy enough credit. For me, Harry Kane, you've got to say at the moment, he's the best striker in the Premier League and probably up there in the best in the world. I'm not saying he is the best in the world because I do think that he's got hefty competition, but he made Laporte look like an absolute child. He made him look like he was under 12 defending. He made not only Laporte and Diaz, both of them, he gave them the runaround of their life. I don't think a single time when the ball went to Kane did the City defence manage to even get near him. In fact, I told you this yesterday on radio. The last 10 minutes, he was outpacing Laporte and Diaz. Like last 5-10 minutes of the game, he was literally winning free kicks, winning throw-ins, creating opportunities. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic for me. And I think it'll be similar. It'll be similar tactic for this weekend as well.
Yeah, no, Alex, did it surprise you slightly how difficult you guys found it to deal not only with Kane but just
how difficult the game was? I was surprised. I mean, Kane made Rodri look dodgy as well. The fact that Rodri looked out of position the whole game, you know, he didn't know. The tactics at the moment just don't work. I'm just looking at that comment now.
Yeah.
I mean, back with Fernandinho, if Fernandinho was still not, if he's injured at the moment, but if he was playing, he'd be picking up Kane and he'd just be kicking him in the shins when the referee's not looking, and he would never even get to our box. That's not happening. The one thing I was really disappointed about, though, was just the lack of chances, like actual clinical chances, shots on target. It felt like we were just relying on crosses and headers, and we haven't got the tallest strikers either. It's just disappointing. It wasn't a great night. I mean, my dad, who never ever turns off football, turned it off at 60 minutes. So,
wow,
says a lot about the game.
Well, I don't think it was that bad. I think you still had the opportunity to come back. But
it's very predictable with Pep Guardiola not going to make a sub until the game's gone. You know.
Yeah, this is what I was going to actually bring it in. Daniel, what are your thoughts on Guardiola? You know, has he been found out first and foremost? And also, why has he not got a plan B yet? I just don't understand why he's so... Like Alex said, you know, one thing that you would affiliate with the Man City team that was playing well under him was they get to the byline and whip the ball back, they cut it back. How many goals does Sterling score from a cutback? It's like unreal. And we're not seeing a lot of that at the moment, Daniel.
Do you know what? Yeah, this is the first game I'll actually say I don't look at Pep as much as people were looking at Pep. Do you get what I'm saying? I look at the players on the pitch, and this comes back to, this is what I'm saying, like, for Kish, more so for Kish, because he's the one that's making me laugh about the whole argument when we talk about it all the time. But for me, genuinely, you have to look at Kevin De Bruyne. You actually have, because I literally tweeted it. No. The funny thing is, what we said on the podcast last week is we expect to see a Kevin De Bruyne masterclass. Nothing short of that. That's what we said, and I don't think that was too much to ask of, especially when we haven't seen him in a while. Like, we haven't seen him take over a game in a while. Because fair enough, you made a valid point in. He plays in a different role. That's not what he needs to do. However, we've seen him do that. So I want to see him in some games take control. This was the game to take control. He had all of the ball, had all of the possession. They sat back. It needed someone to unlock the doors, it doesn't help that I'm criticizing him for his inability to take charge of a game like this when this is what his USP is.
And do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? For me to add with that, Daniel, a few seasons ago, Ozil got. I'm not even an Arsenal fan, but all I'm saying is stating.
You're not an Arsenal fan, though.
Ozil got criticised at Arsenal for never turning up in the big games. People always used to berate him, saying, "Yeah, you can turn up against the Burnleys, the West Hams, the Evertons." You know what I mean? But when it comes to the top 4, the top 6 teams, he wouldn't turn up. But where's the same heat with De Bruyne? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You put Ozil in that Man City team, he would do in his peak
And-
years, he would have done the exact same.
Ozil's better than Kevin De Bruyne in peak. I'm not even.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's up for debate. That's up for debate. But all I'm saying is, where's the same heat? Where's the same heat?
Don't get silly.
I will agree, but that's a debate for another day. But then just look at it. Let's see if you even want to talk about the stats. 1 goal and 3 assists. That's not great for Kevin De Bruyne. And the guy who gets, I tweeted it today again. The guy who gets ridiculed for his performance is Bruno Fernandes. All right, but he has all the stats in his corner to back what he's doing. So like he has all the stats in his corner to back what he's doing. So my point is,
the one thing.
Yeah, go on.
The one thing I'd say about Kevin De Bruyne is I think the amount of games he's played, and I mean, I sound like Pep Guardiola and every other moaning manager now, but he does look mentally tired because he's making a lot of poor decisions.
To be honest, right, I think Man United and Man City, and I'm not using this as an excuse, obviously, to fair, us in particular, but we went very far in Europe, like in terms of we got to semi-final. I think they were close enough to us, and both the Manchester teams for some reason didn't have a pre-season. Like our players, we didn't even have a full team back for pre-season. So 10 days before the season started, we had 3 people report for training, and it was the same for Man City. And De Bruyne has not had a rest at all. Like he's been international duty, plays for Belgium because obviously they needed to beat Denmark, and I do think there is a bit of fatigue in there. I do feel from a bit. And also to add to what you said, Daniel, just from the flip side, I think there's too much onus on De Bruyne. Like, and I said this occasion the other day, right? Not enough has been mentioned about the absence of David Silva. Like, David Silva brought so much to De Bruyne's game because as a player, if you're playing against Man City's team, right, you can mark De Bruyne now because there's only De Bruyne there. But when David Silva's there, he's like, shit, if I mark De Bruyne there, David Silva's going to kill us this game. So you couldn't double up on De Bruyne because you had to mark Silva as well. So you've got to take that into fact. It's the same with Pogba, right? Man United, not now, but before we signed Bruno. As soon as you mark Pogba out of the game, Man United had zero creativity. And that's why Pogba looked so shit. Because obviously now when Bruno is here, he should really be stepping up. But the point being is, he hasn't got that second player that can share the burden. He's having to do it all on his own.
It's the bigger idea that I was going to get to is basically, in my opinion, the Man City spine is fractured. That's the problem right now. Ederson doesn't look the same because arguably both goals were his mistake. He didn't need to come out.
It actually lines perfectly. Usmaan, if you want to go on that Spurs Unfiltered question where it says, what do you think of Pep signings? You might as well answer that then, Dan, because you were basically alluding to it.
Exactly. And then you've got the Ruben Diaz thing. I'm still not sure. He's looked comfortable, but I'm still not sure. Ferran Torres, I think the hype around him is a bit too much for me personally. I personally don't know yet what he's going. What makes him so much as an upgrade to Sane? You had Sane who you let go, who is time two, in my opinion.
And then
the key thing to answer it, obviously, so I just get my point out and then finish up. In my opinion, Rodri's the biggest issue. The reason why Rodri is the biggest issue is because I call him the 6-foot Jorginho because he's too slow. Of course, he's a technical, intelligent player, but he just doesn't suit the game. And one of the things that Kante and Fernandinho share, which I think are their best attributes, Fabinho as well, it's their anticipation, the ability to know when danger is about to arise, not when you see the danger. You're trying to do it.
That's why Carrick was so good.
Exactly. Let me counteract that point though. I think that some of City's odd results are more to do with the system change than to do with the players. Because last season when we started cutting inside, Sane already looked crap because he had to rely on his touch more when he was on the sidelines, on the touch line, and he was letting him down. So he was having to cut inside, and then you put Ferran Torres, who usually just bombards. He's got a free spirit for Spain. He gets to do whatever he wants to do, and then for Man City, he has to also just play cramped, especially against Tottenham. He has to play cramped, and he doesn't get that free spirit, and he has to cut back inside. The problem is just cutting back all the time. It's just trying to get long shots all the time. It seems pointless. I don't know.
Listen, let's bring up. Obviously, we've got a few people in the culture in particular. Wow, Daniel's being truth today. Winning games to the well. Oh God! Make sure you drop a like. Obviously, if you're tuning in, get your comments in. Also, this is a good point as well from Ali. A fully fit Aguero is a massive miss, let alone not replacing David Silva. Completely agree. Ahmed, let's bring you in. We spoke a lot about Man City, but we've not spoken enough about your favourite club, the biggest club in North London, Tottenham Hotspur. What are your thoughts on that win? Because obviously you celebrate the 1-0 loss. So is this progress for Spurs or what are your thoughts?
I bet that comment hurt, innit?
All right, kick back. What?
Go on. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Spurs?
All right.
Obviously, you must
obviously, Spurs are doing their thing. They're doing quite well so far. I can't even hate on them, even though I want to. I still think they're not gonna get the Premier League. But obviously, they're doing a lot better than Arsenal right now, and I can't really say much about that. They're looking quite dangerous, especially on the counter, and they're very clinical. And I have to say, Son must be like one of the best players in the Premier League right now. And I hate to admit that, but you can't. I don't know. Can you argue against that? Really? Can you really though?
Bro, I have to admit, Liverpool are a good team, brother. I know the feeling, man. It hurts, man.
I reckon. No, Liverpool still win the league this year, obviously.
Oh,
but...
relax, man. Why are you hurting?
Yeah.
Come in, brother. Fuck it. I swear to God. Oh, God.
Opinion,
Listen.
Yeah.
Ali's saying, have I missed the Arsenal section? Don't worry, you have not missed that section. Let's bring in the man, the myth himself from West Ham TV. Man with shushing, man with a honest God. You best believe I tuned in. Listen, I was obviously watching it and shit, but your fair play to Haaland. Obviously, we'll touch upon that, or Sebastian Haller, as it's pronounced. Lawless, thoughts on the Man City defeat or obviously Spurs victory?
Yes, it's a mad one, isn't it? Obviously, I had some controversial moments with the handball and like.
Do you think it was handball? We've not really touched upon it.
But the thing is, the whole point is, and you look at other games, you had the Arsenal game, and there was a couple of other games where there was handball incidents, and it's so unclear because the rule has just changed so many times. Like we was told, I didn't even know about it. Someone just said, "Oh yeah, they changed the rule," like without a big announcement or anything. Like partway through the season, they changed the rule.
Again?
Yeah, like a month ago or something.
Since that weekend.
They went in. So it's just like it's hard for anyone to know what is handball or not in this current climate. So it's a weird one. But yeah, obviously Tottenham at the moment are going from strength to strength. It's just you as a rival fan, like you're sort of waiting to see when it's gonna sort of implode. Yeah, you're waiting for that moment, and as to me, and the experience tells you that it's gonna happen. Just when, like it's winning the league. I mean, look, if Mourinho wins the league there, like then his legacy should already be solidified. But then all them talks about him being finished, they need that. That is gonna blow up in a lot of people's faces.
The most humble pie. If Jose wins the league, the amount of shit that I've said about Jose on this channel as well. If someone goes too much, bro, I was killing him.
You know I'm coming for you. If Mourinho wins the league,
I am literally gonna go on a full season bender. I'll be honest.
Listen, the thing is, right? I actually have nothing against Jose. I've always loved this guy, but not at Man United. Like I've always loved Jose, right? And I don't have anything against Spurs winning the league.
But he was your best manager post Fergie.
Yeah, no, exactly. Still. Like in terms of success, so I don't actually have anything against the guy personally. So I wouldn't even care that much. I'll be honest with you. As long as the Liverpool don't win it, or Man City, sorry, Alex. I don't really give a shit who wins it.
They would be unbearable, trust me,
bro.
Unbearable.
It would be fucking. Keisha was gassing when he's a fucking let him win the league, Lord.
The thing is, Usmaan, when we first got Mourinho, you gave so much abuse. You fired utter abuse in his that he will finish you, he will ruin you. He did that to us, but every single manager post Fergie has finished you. Do you know what I mean? Every single manager.
Listen, Jose's got a proven track record of ruining the club, all right? So listen, just give it time. It's 9 games into the season, and I said to Kish the other day, right? This is just a hypothetical. If Chelsea beat Spurs on the weekend, listen to this. This is gonna blow your mind. If Chelsea beat Spurs on the weekend and Man United win our 2 games in hand, we're 1 point behind Spurs. And they're talking about winning the league, and we're wank, and we'll be 1 point behind them. So it's early days. You can't go with that. Don't get yourself.
It's just that, don't. The only thing I hate saying is I feel like I'm sticking up for Spurs. I hate it. The only positive is that they've got such a good attack at the moment.
My worry with Spurs,
but injuries will finish him.
My worry with Spurs is if Gareth Bale gets to 80% in terms of ability, then it's game over because that motherfucker is unreal. He's not as good as Willian with 3 assists against Fulham, but he's pretty good. Right, anyways, let's move on to let's talk Arsenal.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't know why my laptop's closed down. I think we had a comment. Alright, so good. It's gone. Anyways, let's talk Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal, a great result for them. Obviously beating or drawing even so I was about to say beating, but 1-1 against Leeds. As always, we allow you to No. Yeah, sorry, flipping. I don't know what game I was watching. Right,
yeah, listen. I'm talking last one. I'll let you, man, try to rip my team first.
No.
Do you know what? Usman, do you know what? Usman, do you know what? I've got the perfect question for you, Moose. Are you making progress?
I want a full analysis.
Are you making progress?
Usman, we like it when you come out and say all the madness, and then we can deconstruct it and break it down.
Also, I give you a bit of context.
I've got that philosophy book ready for this. You know
Alex,
what I mean?
Oh, really?
Just to give you a bit of context, Alex, before he beat Man United, we're saying they're guaranteed to finish top 3. They're going to win the Champions League in 3 years.
3? Bro, you mad? I said top 4. I never said top 3.
I
never said top 3. Get the evidence. Get the evidence.
Aubameyang was getting the golden boot. That was the other one.
Yeah, them ones. Yeah.
Gets it from 0-0.
Yeah, top 4. Nah, I never said third. I'm not that gas, bro. I was in Chelsea, maybe.
You said you're going to win Champions League in 2 years.
What are you talking about, bro? I said we're going to get there top 4.
I'm going to dig that shit up. Listen, anyways, Ahmed, you talk first because it's going to be a long session otherwise.
Yeah, that's calm. Listen, yeah. All I'm saying, that was a dead thing. That was dead. I can't even defend my team. That was the only positive out of that game, was the way that Tierney, got a bit angry at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's how everyone felt about the game.
Wow.
Pepe. Obviously, I don't know what Pepe was thinking. He kind of just he ruined it for us. And
Aubameyang. Exactly. Generally, I'm asking
generally, if you look at the trend of how we actually play, we don't really we're a team that play of 2 halves in it. So one half we might play kind of dead, the other half we play kind of better. So the first half we were just so caught up a lot of pressure, we weren't doing a lot. Do you get me? But obviously after the Arteta effect, half-time talk and that, you would expect us to come out in the game a bit, but it wasn't even 10 minutes until Pepe got the red card, so it was quite early in the second half. So obviously it changes the dynamics of the game. But I'm not even going to use that as an excuse of we were lucky. We were lucky.
I don't even know where to start, man. I swear to God.
Let me just finish my sentence. We were very lucky. We were very lucky to get the point. I accept that. And obviously, Saka at the end, I wish he tried to think the keeper. Should have dinked it first time, instead of trying to take it around the keeper. But obviously,
it was good goalkeeping, to be fair to him. It was good goalkeeping.
Yeah, the guy was bouncing like he was on a bouncy castle or something, man. It was a good save, man. Good save.
Oh, God, that would have been typical Arsenal to steal it there. But listen, start with Kojo. North London is white. Hashtag, obviously, all of them.
Better get it. What trophy? What trophy?
Hashtag Spanish Ali, Payala Pulis, Right, okay.
I get it.
I actually don't even know where to start. I'm so tempted to start with Willian because you were gassing him like he's fucking
defensive duty. He put one nice tackle, you know what I'm saying, bro. So all I said is
right, I'm gonna start with what I've been saying and getting slated for. In case we'll bring you in first, because obviously, the rival fan and unbiased opinion and that. Let's just talk about Arteta's ability to attack. Like, it's, he's that beautiful.
Should we just talk about why Ozil's not playing? Like, that's a real discussion.
That's just a diluted conversation because we talk about that every week.
I don't care.
It's obvious.
I don't care about Ozil. Let's talk about Arteta.
Trust the process, Moose.
Let's talk about Arteta's tactics because obviously, according to our ratings, and Lawless, I'm just going to throw this in here, Lawless got absolutely battered, right, for putting Oli above Arteta. And I'm not saying Oli's better than him, But you mans were coming back at him like, oh, Teta's fucking Pep Guardiola. Man is a flipping pro.
People
Yo,
were
yo,
hyping him on
yo,
this channel. People were
yo.
hyping him on this channel. That's
You know, there's someone in America that's already saying Arteta out.
Troops is in our tail.
Yeah,
No way.
He's asking the question like, should we? It's all of them ones. It's already stated his position.
Let's bring in obviously. Let's talk Tony Pulis, aka Sam Allardyce's clone.
Well,
you reckon?
What can I say? Mikel Pulis turns up again. You know what I mean? It's progress though, because obviously it was 0-0 in it. Even if it was 1-0, it would have been progress because you're not conceding many goals in it. So it's all right. I mean, they did hit the post.
You're a waffler, bro.
Was it 4 times they hit the post?
I guess Man City or listen, Leno, quality keeper, what though? Quality keeper.
No. I knew where you going. Man of the match was the crossbar in that game, to be honest.
The crossbar alongside Leno. You know what I mean? Joint on.
Listen. At the end of the day, I said this to you time and time again. If he could go back to the summer transfer window out of signing Aouar and Partey, who should he have signed? Aouar, 100%. The problem is not the defense. He proved last season. At the end of last season that defensively he can keep them fairly solid. Playing, and he could have easily. Who did he play last season? He played Xhaka in CDM alongside another CDM. I can't remember who it was. Tobias. So they were still solid. They were still not conceding many goals at the end of last season. So who is the problem? If you know you're not going to play that man who we talk about all the time, Aouar had to be the signing for him. Do you know what I mean? It's become. Again, we mentioned this 2020.
Instead of Willian. Well, obviously, I think Edu.
It's man, because you've got to understand the worst thing.
Listen, I didn't ask for Willian. I'm just saying, when he came, I was like, I'm not negative. I said I wasn't negative. I was defending him.
No, you were celebrating him.
Listen to me though. Listen to with Willian. Fair enough. Willian's a free agent. But you paid him extra salary on top of his wages to have a 32, 33-year-old at your club. You're paying him like 200 grand a week. You're paying Willian 200 grand a week. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
I think it's 100, bro. I think it's 100.
No.
200, bro.
I need to read this comment. This is the reason I'm giving you shit. Otherwise, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Arteta isn't the problem. The problem is Arsenal fans rating absolutely 100%. Mediocre and trash players. I'm not going to say nothing about Maitland-Niles and Joe Willock because they're young lads. Lacazette.
He's a Spurs comment. It's waffling, man. First of all,
Lacazette, secondly, Holding, Tobias. Again, and Ketty is a young lad as well. So I'm not going to say nothing about him. But
all right. Who?
You do rate your players.
Tell me who rates Bellerin. Tell me who rates Holding. Who? Lacazette is the only person you can talk about.
Your best chance came from Bellerin, though. To be fair,
yeah, that was a worthy of a pass. That was a worthy of a pass. I have to admit. But you don't see that often. Do you get me, bro? So it's one of them ones.
What do you see from your team? Right, Alex. Let's bring Alex in because obviously, the cone man, the cone collector left your team to go.
These guys are wafflers. Watch your session now. That's what it is, bro. This guy's man.
Alex, what's happened? Because he's gone from the best attacking manager, arguably in history of the game, to play literally anti-football, really. I'm
going to start calling Arteta sex doll Arteta because he does nothing but get beat. That's it. And I mean,
there's a guy that lost. I'm sorry, you lost to Tottenham. I will never back Man City ever again. I can never rely on you to beat Tottenham ever again. Shush, stay in your corner. I don't care.
Ahmed, you lost 3-0 to Aston Villa at home. Just say.
Yeah. Liverpool lost 7-1 or something. I don't care, bro. I take the L.
They don't look like they're going to score, though, Arsenal, do they?
Let me give you some stats. Let me give you some stats to back up that theory.
Let's hear them stats.
Arsenal not scored in open play in 8 hours in the entire league. Aubameyang's not scored in open play this entire season. His only goals are penalties. It's not flipping Penendez. It's fucking Aubameyang, motherfucker. He went for 2 goals from penalties. Now, to be fair, I do like Aubameyang, right? He needs to
kick back, bro. You just got his out of form right now, bro. It's out of form.
Listen, fair play to him. I do like him. He's done a lot for your team. You know, he kept you up from going down last season, so you can't knock it in there. But
that's more Leno. I said just from relegation.
Goals,
Pepe has the same amount of league goals.
Keep it in the game. Keep it in the game.
You're the son that's got the same amount of goals as your entire team. Harry Kane's got more assists in one season than
Pepe.
Yo, the stats are beautiful.
Yo, listen, man, listen. It's peak out here. I'm not gonna lie.
Who's better, Jovino or Pepe? Be honest, Jovino or Pepe?
I think that's the problem, though, because if you look at Pepe,
I'm not going to entertain that. Listen, Pepe, I'll be happy if Pepe is getting sold in January. I'm not going to lie. Let him play in the Europa League. Let him play in the Europa League.
Who's paying the money?
Who's paying the money?
I'll take him.
Yeah, man.
I swear to God, I'll take him.
By the end of the season,
that guy there.
Who? What? Man City.
Man United.
I'll take him. I swear to God, I'll take him.
To be honest, Pepe and Martial look like brothers. Pepe and Martial look like brothers, I'll be honest.
But you see what the problem is
like now,
yeah?
Player, man. Go on.
Look, now we're forgetting that Pepe cost £72 million. Like, he's going to be going into the category of the worst buyers we've ever seen in Premier League history. Like,
and we still haven't finished paying for him. We still owe the money.
To be fair, Daniel, you know that as well, innit, with Kepa and that.
No, so, but 100%. The funny thing is, though, it's more glaring with outfield players. Outfield players for 72 million shouldn't be this bad. Do you get what I'm saying?
I mean, you said
wait until Martinelli. Wait until Martinelli comes.
The difference with Chelsea is that we've dealt with that problem now. He's no longer our keeper. Look at the keeper we've got now. Got the best save percentage in the league. Got the most clean sheets in the league. He's comfortable. He's commanding. He's everything we want in a keeper. I'm not going to say he's the best keeper in the league yet. He still needs way more games. But
just in case he gets injured, you got Petr Cech as well in it.
Exactly. Bring his helmet back on.
Yo, listen. The comments are the wanting to know.
I'm not going to ask that stupid question. What the hell, Jovino or Pepe? Obviously, Pepe's better, man. Allow Jovino. Allow Jovino. How many open nets is in
the way he tackled his own player when they were 2v1 against the goalkeeper. That's what class are. Right, let's bring you. In fact, I can't remember. No, let's bring you in, mate, because I know you've been waiting patiently. What are your thoughts about Arsenal currently? Look, result aside, obviously they got peppered in against Leeds, but at the end of the day, they show character to get the nil in it. They held on. It is what it is. They got a point out of it. Didn't deserve it. I'm trying to be non-biased, man. I'm giving you hype. But
I know.
There are a few positives, clean sheet. It is what it is. Lotus, what are your thoughts, man?
I mean, listen, this is the thing. Like you said, they can try to take positives out of it, but again, it's very narrow margins because they was dominated. They was completely dominated. And the thing is, whether Pepe would have stayed on the pitch or not, it doesn't change the game. They were still by far the second best team. And I keep seeing Arsenal fans going it's because we don't have this player, that player. We need more investment. I'm sorry, but if you was to ask any Arsenal fan, including Moose, you look at, West Ham, how many of West Ham players get into the starting 11 at Arsenal? They would probably pick very few if you ask an Arsenal fan. You ask how many Brighton players get into Arsenal starting 11. I don't know if they pick any. How many Newcastle fans get into their starting 11, right? How many Crystal Palace fans? Do you know what them teams have in common? They've all scored more goals than Arsenal this season. So don't tell me that it's the playing staff, right? It's the personnel. It's the manager. How can the manager be just hardly getting any criticism from the fans and the media? The lack of scrutiny on this man almost equals the hype.
Yeah, Rollers, that's actually not true because he's getting a lot of people are scrutinizing Arteta. A lot of people are. Let me finish. I don't know what you're watching. All these times, you talking about Arsenal doing this. I never hear it. I'm thinking about from what I see in it. Are people questioning Arteta? Are people scrutinizing him? It's obviously no one's been hostile and wants him out already because obviously he came in. You have to look at the circumstance of how he came into the club, what he's achieved so far, and right now it is a bit of a blip. He lost 4 games out of 4 games. What am I talking about? He lost 4, he won 4, and he drew 1. That's not great. But obviously, out of the 4 that he lost, 2 of them were against a big team. Do you get me? So obviously,
but you look at 2 of the ones that you won.
I'm not going to freak out. I'm not gonna freak out because football is one of those sports, yeah, where if you lose a game against an
He's a
unexpected
com-
team,
he's a
all of a
commentator.
sudden, he's a
commentator.
PE teacher picking up the cones. If he wins, he's a
No,
world
but
class
you know what I'm
manager.
saying
Yeah.
is,
But
you
when
need
it's
some.
Man United, Ollie gets called PE teacher every name.
Listen. When I will put my hands up, I will put my hands up right now. Yeah, look here. When Ole came in, yeah, he had this like good vibes effect to it. Everyone was
So
happy.
you overhyped him. You
Everyone
can admit that.
No. Just slow down a minute. With Ole, yeah, he doesn't really like. There's no real like tactic. There's no real like gameplay. Everyone's playing like freestyle football, and everyone's like happy and good vibes. I don't really.
Ollie's shit.
Wait.
Okay,
Arteta has shown, yeah, that defensively he can do the dirty work, which Arsene Wenger could not do. That's the main thing. Secondly, but right now, all of us are on his case because we want to see better attacking football without sacrificing the defensive side.
I'll answer that for you right now, right? As a coach of 5 years, right? And Alex will tell you. But listen, and Alex is the coach as well. If you've got a defense, like Chelsea, right? Let me use Chelsea and Arsenal as the same parallel because Chelsea defense has improved drastically, and as Daniel would say, yeah, since the Man United game, they've improved defensively, Mendy, etc. And I'm not denying, and all you guys know, I've always said defensively he's improved you. However, if you improve the defense and the attack suffers, shall I tell you what that is? Basically, you're supplementing the attacking threat by overcompensating in defense. So basically, what he's doing is he's setting you up more defensively, or in terms of 2 DMs in front of a back and four, more negatively, so you don't concede, which isn't a problem because you need.
We don't have 2 DMs, by the way.
No. I'm just saying. I'm giving you an example. Yeah. So you needed that. So you needed that extra reassurance because let's be real, the guys in the back, and this isn't Arteta's fault. They're not good enough for the club. Yeah, we'll accept that. However, to set up a team defensively is not a difficult thing to do as a coach. To set a team up to score freely as a Man City or what Lampard's doing at the moment is when you earn your stripes. And I'm not saying that defense is important because defense is the pinnacle of a good team. However, you can get Sam Allardyce, and again, I'm generally saying that I'm not taking the piss. You could get Sam Allardyce or someone like that in, and they would make you defensively sound. But would they make you play good football and make you play the arse away? No, they wouldn't, because I haven't got that in them. And I'm not saying Arteta hasn't, but what he is showing me at the moment is he's overcompensating and saying, look, I've improved the defense, but you can't improve the attack because he hasn't got it in him.
But that's why right now you've got to say Moyes is above. Moyes is above Arteta right now in terms of quality. Look, because he's fixed the defense. We're keeping more clean sheets. We're not leaking many goals, and now we're attacking.
Exactly.
And he's giving the players confidence.
With less money spent on talent, with less quality players. People would look at us and say we don't have any world-class players. You said you have like 2 or 3 world-class players. Or 4 even.
It's still early this season, you know. Let's see how long they're saying after this.
You were saying that after Fulham. After Fulham, you were not saying that.
Listen, yeah. Well, when Arteta first came in, it wasn't playing defensive football. It was still like an attacking football. And it's only like from lockdown, he started to switch it up and play a bit more defensive, especially with 5 in the back. Obviously now, no one's mentioned it yet, but obviously the first change, the tactical change that he did, was put 4 players in the back, innit? So he was going a bit more attacking, but in that number 10 role, he put Willock. Now Willock here, he plays a bit like Ramsey. He doesn't really like pass around and find little hole and little pockets of space in it. What he does, he runs into those pockets of space and tries to get a goal himself. Sorry.
Yeah. He arrives late into the box, and he's good at
exactly. But we don't have that creative player. So obviously, I'm looking at it like, you know what, we need a personnel. The only thing that I can be like actually negative on Arteta is that he said that Ozil should not be playing because of footballing reasons. If he's going to take ownership, I know it's not true. I know it's not true. But if he's going to take ownership on that, then that's the only place where we can actually say to him, okay, why is he not playing then? Are you telling me that Willock is better? Are you telling me that
Moose, there's 2 problems that I have in it, and the first one is it's this idea that if Ozil comes back into the team, you're suddenly going to start playing attacking football and start scoring.
We're going to get better chances in the game.
The first chance was phrase or saying was, once Aubameyang goes back up front, he's gonna be the striker who scores goals. Bernd Leno had more touches in the game than him yesterday.
But he still, but he had a few chances though. He had a few chances though. Go on.
I don't really remember him having a few chances. I can't lie to you. I don't remember that because I watched the full game, and your best chances were Saka. Your best chance was Saka, and I don't really remember. Anyway, the point is,
that was the best chance because 1-1 the keeper in it. But
right. Let's get to the point.
The problem. Let me tell you the problem with Arsenal. Even besides Arsenal, the football club, the problem with Arsenal is the Arsenal fans. The reason why we hate Arsenal so much is because of your fan base. Your fan base, say so much outlandish things, that it just comes back to bite you. That's the thing. Time after time again. Like the thing about Willian is, I didn't even argue about Willian at the beginning of the season when you were saying after the Fulham game, because I understand this. Willian's gonna have a worldie of a game in a Christmas during the Christmas period. He's gonna maybe get against Tottenham. He's gonna score.
He does love scoring against Tottenham, to be fair.
Yeah, and you won't see him again for the rest of the season. That's how it works. Beginning of the season has one good game, Christmas has one good game, and maybe end of season if he's feeling cheeky, if he's feeling a bit informed, maybe feeling like he wants to do something different. But the problem with Arsenal is, in my opinion, the fan base. Then when you look at Arteta, he's not setting up his team to succeed. He's so conservative that he's forgetting there's a whole different side to football. There's a whole another side to football.
He's just looking at one aspect of it. That's the problem.
100%.
Yeah. Aubameyang's being wasted, man.
Yeah,
he's wasting his prime of the last years of his career where he should have gone and played Champions League football when he could have played at a team that is going to play to his strengths. And he's playing in this. Yeah, this is it. He's could. That's what I mean. He could end his career just and made this move and never play Champions League football again. Like, man.
We shall see.
It's calm, he'll still get a statue though, so Arsenal will do that to him.
yeah. Exactly.
Arteta said you've been in Champions League in 3 years, so it is what it is. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on, because obviously this I feel a bit bad now. I don't really. Right, okay, let's talk about my dead team. I made this opportunity to, although we won, and to be honest, I felt dirty after that, but I had to have a shower in it, it is. Listen, Alex, let's bring you in, because I do want to get the question, my sort of topical question in at the end, because it'll be interesting to see what everyone's got to say. Alex, Man United somehow winning 1-0 against West Brom. Of course, very lucky.
You know what I'm going to say?
Go on.
Controversial penalty, Bruno Fernandes, win. That's all that needs to be said for Man United. You play crap, you get the referee's decision, even with VAR. Bruno Fernandes scores for all the Premier League
Did you think it was a pen for West Brom?
100%.
Yeah. Bruno Fernandes probably like.
I don't think it was.
Usmaan, if Bruno gets that penalty against Aston Villa last season, that is 1,000%.
Listen, you can go back to that and kiss with the I said 110% that wasn't a pen.
No, I know, but I'm saying the referees are giving it, so they've got to be consistent.
Bruno fouled Aston Villa player. I can't remember who it was.
Fouled
him. There was no way that was a pen. But I genuinely think he just touches the ball. Like, I can see why it's a pen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's open to interpretation, based on the
I don't think it's a coincidence that the David Kuti guy, the guy who was in charge, is no longer in charge of Liverpool's game next week. Like, he got taken off that game. Like, I just don't think it's a coincidence that happened after the game he's just had.
Oh, I thought you had a worldie. Anyways, Alex, bringing you back. What are your thoughts? It is what it is. We're wanking. I'm not even going to deny it.
I don't see what... I'm going to ask you the same question as you lot asked Moose at the start. Are you progressing?
No. I want you now. Like, since the fact that we lost to Spurs, that was enough for me. The fact that we lost in the manner in which we lost, oh Lord, man. I'll never forget it. Kish won't let me, but oh God,
it hurts, doesn't it? It hurts.
Well, you lost 15-3 to Bayern. Now you know how it feels, innit? But it is what it is, isn't it?
but Messi felt that. Messi felt that as well, bro. So it's all good.
Yeah, true. Actually, let's go put Bayern by there, everyone. But no, look. Obviously, we're not progressing, man. Oli has to go in it. It's just a delaying the inevitable for me. At the end of the day, we're not going to win the league under Oli, so I don't even know why we're keeping it. You might get top 4 because everybody else is shit around us. Who knows? But is that really an achievement?
What are your opinions? No, go on, Alex. Go on, sorry.
This is the one thing I just wanted to make this last point before I moved on. The one thing that I always think of Man United is since Alex Ferguson, it's a team full of individuals. they've made no team signings, have they? Like when Alex Ferguson was there, they had crap players that played well in a team. But now they have good players that play crap in a team.
I'm gonna put this comment on because it's gonna make me laugh, and I'm gonna be disrespectful to what he's saying. Because Kish should see that German Collins has made more progress with the weight loss than Oli has with his football knowledge. Yeah, no. Right, sorry, I just had to carry on because Kish is this. I've seen it. I was like, oh my god, these men are ruthless in the comments today. But yeah, sorry, as you said, Alejandro.
I was just saying, like, Alex Ferguson, crap players, but they were good in a team. This team, from the signings that managers have made, they've got really good players, individuals that are playing crap in a team. They just don't play well together. I don't know what they do in training, whether they just spit on each other, but they seem to hate each other when they're on the pitch. They never. It's like playing with a bunch of mugs. You know, they don't pass to each other when they should. I don't know.
I think what you said is mad as well. It's crazy as well, because I even said this recently on our pod, and I said that it's so crazy, like how much Alex Ferguson carried, because one guy, only one guy left, and the whole thing has gone to tatters. Like, there's no direction, and that's why I wanted to ask though, in terms of your opinion and everyone else. Like, even when you look at guys like Martial, it's either inconsistency or they're just not good enough. Do you get what I'm saying?
They're too inconsistent, man. They're too inconsistent. Him and Rashford are both very... I was saying to one of the other guys that we had on our podcast the other day, if you actually watch our two games, our last two games in the league, we've won them both, but, you know, it is what it is. Like, we beat Everton 3-1. Everton were absolutely horrific on that day. And then, obviously, we beat West Brom. If you put side-to-side performances of reels of Rashford against Everton and against West Brom, you wouldn't recognise the guy. Because against Everton, before he's even received the ball, his first thought was, I'm going to get the ball and I'm going to run at this guy. He did it every single instance in that game without fail. This game, he's doing the polar opposite. He's doing, let me come to feet and then I'm going to pass it back 3 yards. It's like, how can you go from that to that? It just doesn't make sense. Like, and again, Marcel's the same. He'd be unbelievably good as they were post lockdown when they were linking up together, and then they go completely cold. They're fully hot and cold. It's like there's no consistency at all. Like, they both had a lot of minutes, and so I can't use a young age. You know, they've had enough time. They've dealt with the pressure at the club. They know that they feel the weight of the shirt, so to speak. I don't really know what it is. I think Alex has hit the nail on the head. There's no tactics and there's no system. Man. With Pep Guardiola, you can criticize him all you want, but you know exactly what he's going to do. Same with Klopp. You know what he's going to do. Even with Jose, love him or loathe him, you know what he's going to do. You know, obviously at Man United, it's not what we need. But in terms of the DNA, you know what it is. With Oli, it's just, we played like one of our best games against RB Leipzig, beat 5-0. Then, with all due respect, we lose to Arsenal literally 2 days later and played completely opposite. We pressed RB Leipzig. We didn't press Arsenal once the entire game.
You made that West Brom game seem so hard. Like,
I told
it was
you,
not even. Yeah, no, I know. I couldn't. Like, it shouldn't have been that hard because they were not good. Like, even though they had chances, they're not a good team. They're not a good team at all. So it's like, wow.
In all fairness, though, Tottenham did make West Brom look quite good. They made it hard for themselves. Tottenham. I just wanted to put that in. Like, West Brom. They're making it difficult for teams, even though they are
potentially. But I, as a Man United fan, I'm overlooking that because after we've been so shit for so long, I'm not going to compare ourselves to a Tottenham team that's flying at the moment. Right, Lawless, what are your thoughts? Obviously, you know, David Moyes, another one of our ex-managers, currently looking a better manager than Oli. You know, Oli's had more time than him as well and got the opportunities. So, what are your thoughts at the moment?
Yeah, it's just a weird team, isn't it? It's just a weird side under Oli. It's like you just don't know what to expect from Man United week in, week out, and it's a weird one. Like, and with the signings you've made, it's like Alex made a good point. It just seems like this lack of cohesion in the team. Yeah. But I remember saying that like Man United should have spent big on a forward because you can't really rely on Martial. And where's the goals been from Martial? I remember everyone was like, no, you guys said that Martial this, Martial that, and he's. I was about to say on that point because I know Kish is not in approval because I'm a massive fan of Martial, and the reason being, right, and
again, this is an outlandish statement, right? And I'm not saying he's as good as his player, but Martial is our Benzema, basically, in terms of what he does. Like, obviously, he's nowhere near Benzema ability. But in terms of his playing style, he does all the sort of the dirty work, and he does all the link-up play. And yes, obviously, he's in the team to score, and he had to score. He missed an absolute sitter as well. But I feel like he's more than just goals. I do think he does offer a lot to the team. Similar to Lacazette, to be fair, to an extent. I do think Lacazette, when he's good, he does offer a lot to the team. But for some reason, the French strikers are struggling at the moment.
He just seems to be a bit inconsistent. I think that's always been his problem at Man United. Like, and I just
same with all of our players. Literally, every single player you can say, like even Pogba, like
it's true.
They're all inconsistent. Apart from Bruno, is the only one showing any form of consistency. Really, everybody else has been up and down. But Ahmed, let's bring you in. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you know, we're fighting for that 10th spot together. You know, it's a close race. You're currently joined on points. You know, what are your thoughts? Your nearest rivals, mate?
Listen, it's funny that you say that Bruno is the only consistent one, because he was very consistent in, you know, getting his penalties and also getting the referee getting in his ears trying to say, oh, that's not a penalty, it was not a handball. That was a clear handball, man. But obviously, it is what it is.
Which handball?
You guys, obviously, you know, on you. Wait, wow,
we got the handball. What you know about me?
No, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah, but there was a chance here. No, there was a chance here when wait, was that a foul? No, it was a foul. It was Bruno. Yeah, sorry, it's a tackle on Bruno. Yeah. Well, yes. So you accept that the penalty then? The guy hardly touched the ball. He touched the ball, but he hardly touched it. It was like a little scrape from his studs, yeah, and must have just decked the guy in it. So obviously, and then probably got in his head like, oh no, watch it again.
Don't get me wrong, but Marseille got pulled down in the box. Like that could have been given a pen as well. Salah's got a pen for fucking against West Ham for the guy breathing on the guy. So Marseille should have got pen before that.
It's contact, so it's contact, man. It's contact.
Have you seen the Marseille one?
Sorry? Yeah, but still, all right, listen, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Listen, yeah, there's a conspiracy in it, because at the end of the day, yeah, Man United always get the decisions going their way, but every other team gets hard done by. You man,
apart from Liverpool.
That's also there's a recent one.
Everyone that City plays gets decisions.
All the comments saying you're rattled, Goose. They're all saying you're rattled.
Bro, this has been a long-standing issue. I've had this issue for years, man. You and the rest, man. It's not right. It's not right. Justice. We need justice.
Listen, at the end of the day, we're shit. We need all the help we can get. That's as simple as it is. I'll take it at the moment.
Listen, we're both shit. It's okay, man.
You're shit, but we are shit as well.
No, we're not, man. No, I don't think so.
You're in Europa League. Stay in your lead. Right, anyways.
Bro, we'll see how long you got. See how long I got in the Champions League. Alright, go on, carry on.
Anyways, we'll probably lose to Istanbul tomorrow. I'm not gonna say anything. Anyways, right, let's just wrap it up. Obviously, with the two other teams, Chelsea, just a box standing win, really, isn't it? 2-0 against the Newcastle team. Daniel, what are your thoughts?
Yeah,
look at his face. His face is there, like, yeah, it's normal, isn't it? Like,
I mean,
I'm waiting for the preview on Thursday for these two teams. Man.
It's gonna be a good one. Gonna be a good one. But
nah. In fact, Daniel, I got a question for you. I did tweet it. You know what it is, anyways. So, at the moment, right, you haven't beaten anyone off merit. Now, every time you've had a test, you kind of struggled. Obviously, Sevilla, Man United. I don't know why you were so defensive against us. It is a bit shit, but it is what it is. It was obviously us two teams. I can't remember Southampton. You drew to Southampton as well. So, apart from them three teams, you've gone on a decent run, really, in terms of unbeaten. But do you think that's a bit of a concern for yourself? Because obviously you weren't at your scintillating best of the day, really.
No, so obviously addressing the Newcastle win, I think one thing that you have to remember is that all 11 players who started went to play international football. That's why I would say the football was so slow and people were tired, people were conserving it. And that win was more about moments. So when the moments arrived, just make sure you finish your chances. I even think Werner's played so many games. So that's why I even think he looked a bit off the pace, but then he comes alive with his assist, which I think was a very, very good assist, driving, beating two men and then laying it off for Tammy. And as much as they say a lot of things about Tammy's proven himself. Every single time he's in the team, he's always scoring. And that's all you can ask for a player.
Would you still trade him? Would you still, because we talked in the DM, like on Twitter, and we were talking about you said who would you take, like, from, and I said Tammy Abraham.
I'd still do it. Honestly.
You take not you. I agree with you, Daniel. Take Tammy Abraham. What? Why?
Nothing. Tammy Abraham would be good at West Ham.
Oh wait, why would I take him? I picked him in terms of the players that they would let go, they could potentially let go that I would take, and I think he solves a problem. Listen, mate, Randolph is clear ahead of me.
But in terms of Chelsea, like the bigger picture and what you were talking about in terms of us not having any tests. I mean, I did say the first time we had all of our players and like everyone fit was the Man United game. I said that was the game where we went into the game saying this is the plan. We're going to not concede, all our players back, and let's move from there. And that's what exactly has happened. I mean, half of it is it's not really our fault that we haven't had any tests during this period. But then the other half is a lot of the games we've been winning comfortably. We weren't winning comfortably last year. Sheffield United drew with us at Stamford Bridge last year. Burnley, we struggled to win that game last year. Who else have we played? Newcastle. We lost to Newcastle away last year as well. Yeah. So like these were games we weren't winning last year. So we just have to remember that and factor that in. So Tottenham, of course, is the test. Like when we face Tottenham, and if we beat Tottenham, then I'll be very, very confident in terms of pushing or challenging Liverpool for the title.
I'm buzzing for this game because obviously it'll probably end up as a draw now, innit? But listen, Nolas, we'll just allow you to have your say on your team, and then we're gonna do the question. Keisha, we'll start with you because I've just realized I didn't even ask you about Man United. Because I spoke to you about them yesterday because we're shit. But Nolas, what are your thoughts? Obviously, West Ham winning 1-0. Haller, listen, I watched the watch along. I watched enough of it. I know the fans were absolutely battering you in the comments. I don't even know why, but you know how people, the fans are. And then I loved it, man. The man was like, talk to me, bro.
It was a beautiful thing because Ale, obviously, in the comments, he was getting a lot of stick from the two other people in the watch along, were giving him a lot of stick. So I was like, I was defending him through the whole stream because he had a good game. Like I thought he had a really good game. He was linking up well. He nearly had a good assist with Souček. I don't know how he missed that. He should have tried to put that far post, far corner, and like it was a tough game, but I felt that game was calling out for Ben Rama. Over for now, I think Bowen, it was probably one of his worst games in the West Ham shirt, and then Fornals as well didn't have a great game. I mean, we had a chance to bury it. I don't know why he did not pass it.
I told him about fancy football. I swear to God, if he got another assist, I would have killed one. Because I bought James Rodriguez against I don't even know who they're playing against. But I was like, oh my God.
It was a clear chance there. Like it was so obvious to get Ale in a one-on-one situation. And then there was another instance with Bowen as well. And then Ale is wide open and he chooses to shoot a near post with the keeper and it's never going in. But Ale finally, he's there. He's standing there. He stands still like in anticipation, and the deflection comes to him and just cool as you like smashes it in. And I was like screaming like Ale, because it was just like after all of that, it all came out, and I was just like, yes. Have that, and he's just there, walks away, and people start moaning about him not smiling and celebrating. I'm like, shut up! Like honestly, like I nearly got in a bit of an argument with one of the other guys because I was getting a bit heated. I'm like, are you serious? The guy has just scored a banging goal, and you're talking about his celebration. That's what he does. I love it. He just turns and walks
Bob just said his celebration was cold.
It's what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, he celebrated. He was getting hyped when he scored for the Ivory Coast. That's his first international goal, with the Ivory Coast. So, it's not like, he celebrated here, but he didn't celebrate this. He done it at flipping Frankfurt, and Nelka is known for that as well, and that's not Spain. A lot of French players are known for it. It's so stupid that I'm still having arguments on Twitter about that people, when they just want to hold on to their little agendas. Like he's done well in a team that isn't built to support him. Do you know what I mean? And I said this, people started going, and I was saying this to the stream, like, oh, he's not cut out for the Premier League, before he's not cut out for this. I'm like, I'm telling you, you put him in Chelsea's team, he will bang goals. He would be banging 20 goals.
He's a good player, man. He's actually a good player.
Yeah. He's just because people think he's an Andy Carroll type striker because he's tall. That's not his game.
No, that's what I'm saying. He links up well. You look at as well when he scored his goal, the way he's leaning on the defender as well before. Like he's leaning on the defender. He's taking him sort of out of the game, and then the ball ends up coming to him. So he does that. And like I said, he likes to create as much as he likes to score. And he started 3 games in the Premier League and has scored 2 goals. The rest were like coming on at 88 minutes, right?
Exactly.
Then he's banged 4 goals in the cup. So that's 6 goals. Like, so I don't understand. People are so antsy.
Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of John Carew back in the Villa days. He's got that about him. John Carew was a good player. He's like a Benteke Carew type of ilk sort of player. I think he's a lot better than what people make out. If you put him in the right set, he's got quality.
Cantona vibe as well. Like people don't. I don't imagine that Man United fans would go, "Why don't he smile? Like why?"
Exactly.
Who gives a shit?
Who cares? He scored, man. Shut up.
Exactly. Like, I'm buzzing. Like I said, you give the guy minutes, give him time to adapt to the team and the team to adapt to him. And yeah, good things will happen. I wouldn't rush Antonio back into the side against Villa if he's fit, because of his hamstring issues. I would stick this and maybe bring him off the bench. But if you can find a way to get Antonio and Allaire in the same side, we saw it last season, like against Southampton. Unstoppable. Get Ben Rama and Allaire, man. That'll be a nice combo. And I like Fornals, but I just think certain games are built for him. The games like the Liverpools and the Man Cities, I think are great for Fornals when he's work rate. But I think when you've got to break teams down and unlock defenses, that's where you want a Ben Rama.
100%. Listen, we're going to finish off with the question. Notice didn't hear it, but the other lads have. Hopefully the thought I've probably forgotten about it. I know what I've noticed. We did not even mention Pepe's red card. We didn't even speak about Pepe's. Didn't even mention it.
I did mention it.
Yeah, Moose mentioned it. Yeah,
Moose, you mentioned it, but none of us even mentioned that.
He deserves a slap on the head.
Just stupid clown behaviour.
What do you think's worse, though? Question: what do you think's worse, Lookman's penalty miss for Fulham or that red card that Pepe did? What do you think was worse?
Penalty.
Pepe,
bro.
He's seen Fulham's recent penalty miss. What's he called?
John Terry
Actually, Rooney-esque. Don't do that. Rooney-esque.
Oh, Rooney-esque. John Terry is so good. Listen, for me personally, I'm not even going to dwell on the Pepe thing. It is what it is, isn't it? Man's trying to get out of that club, innit? Bless him, so I can't blame him. When we come to Man United, we'll ruin you even more. We'll get you to play piano. It's all good, innit? Maybe the violin this time, man. Fuck the piano. Right, listen, let's finish on the question. The question was, notice, I'll let you go last. Who do you think has been flop of the season so far? Player. So, if you can say team if you want, I don't really care. Case, we'll start with you because you barely spoke.
Is it a new signing though? Or is it someone that's like
just someone that you expect to do well? Let me just put it running order. So just someone you expect to do well, yeah.
I think I've already got one.
Yeah, I've got mine.
The catch is, I'm gonna throw that. I'm putting everyone on the spot. Yeah, you can't say someone that's already been said. So
what?
You were gonna say De Bruyne. So.
Yeah,
you know what?
Andrew's got an agenda.
Get your comments in.
Used to play for Chelsea, innit?
Get your comments in. We're gonna read them out. So
the player that I'm actually going to say is Raheem Sterling. If I'm honest, Raheem Sterling for me last season, at the beginning of last season, people called him like top 5 players in world football. You know, he's getting better and better and better. And fair enough. Look, he had the rest for the England internationals. And again, it might be a tactical decision why Pep dropped him for the game.
He went to the camp. It's not like Ndombele.
But this is what I mean. So he didn't play at all. He was on the bench and he didn't even come on. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is this season when he's played games for Man City, I have not seen anything of that guy to think, wow, like he's back again. Like now it's not just De Bruyne, it's Sterling that's chipping in with the goals. Now that Aguero's, getting towards the twilight, Jesus has been injured, and you need someone like Sterling to bang the goals and be that kind of person who will chip in. It's not happened. Again, early in the season, but if you based on my kind of what I've seen so far, he has been a flop because they're lacking goals. He usually scores goals. He's usually the one that's making the opportunities and being involved. He's not done anything for me so far.
Right, I'm going to give everyone like 60 seconds to obviously say how they say on that one because that's caught everyone off guard. But I do see your point. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking, why is he not playing? Like literally against. Obviously, Alex is your player, so you can go next.
He's mentally tired. The same with De Bruyne. He hasn't had any rest for 2 seasons, but anyway.
What is that? Is that all you've got? So,
that's why he's making poor decisions, isn't it? Over time, you just get bored of football. That much football. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I tell you what, I'm bored, so I can't be asked to score goals this season.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Listen, we've all been there. Obviously, Aubameyang's taking the piss now, not scoring at all. But here's what it is. Alex, coming to you. I'm joking.
Right.
You scored past us, what it's called. Alex, what you saying? What's yours?
Ryan Brewster, Sheffield United. It just doesn't fit the system.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
There was a lot of hype about him moving. A lot of Sheffield United signings have been flops. To be honest, they've signed a lot of has-beens, yesterday men. So yeah, just disappointing for Wilder in the transfer window.
No, again, Brewster. I think it's too early to say. I'm not gonna lie, because I think obviously it was phenomenal last season, and
Ravel Morrison.
Oh yeah, I suppose you can have that
one. What the hell? Why? He thinks he can like say bad boy's good. He can't.
Oh God, Ahmed, who have you gone for? I'm waiting. It's gonna be my dad, isn't it? Who have you gone for?
It's gonna be Bruno. I'm joking. Nicolas Pepe.
Oh, you got for Pepe?
Yeah, it has to be done, man. This guy, bro. He everyone that was on Arteta's case here for putting Willian ahead of Pepe. What happened yesterday kind of shows exactly why Willian's ahead of Pepe. He's got, I don't know what it is, bro. Like, he's got huge expectations from him, from the Arsenal fans, from the managers, from everyone. Obviously, he's got a big price tag on him, 72 million. And the way that he's playing, obviously this season, it's not really like progressing from last season. Let's just say that, innit? But Europa League is doing well, but that's about it. But yeah, after that little headbutt. After the headbutt, bro, that's a big L. That's a big L.
Anyone want to disagree with that one? Anyone at all? I didn't think so, really. I think the Pepe one, I think everyone's probably going to mention that. I'm not going to slag him off because I wanted him on badly. So, I'm happy he's flopping at Arsenal because I still rate him as a player. But, Arteta likes to park the bus and it's difficult when you're playing right wing back in it. Daniel.
About to see a freestyle football, isn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, shit. I'm not denying it. I'm not the one saying.
No. But I'm being serious. He would suit to freestyle football. He just be like to express himself.
Yeah.
He would actually do well for you guys.
But Arteta's top 3 managers in the league, so he should get best out of it, really. But Daniel, you said that, not me, right? Daniel, I've got a feeling I know who yours is, really, to be fair.
No. It's actually not. No, do you know what? Quickly, sorry. Very, very quickly. I actually want to say to Arsenal, thank you for taking Pepe, because really and truly, we were supposed to buy him, but if not for the transfer ban, if we bought Pepe, we wouldn't have bought Ziyech, who's our best player right now. So I'm saying thank you for that, innit?
Yeah, but no more, bro. It's an L.
Flop of the season, the way I've interpreted it is someone who I expected so much of and hasn't lived up to it, and it's actually Paul Pogba. I love Paul Pogba. I love him. You know what? I love him, but I mean, look, last season we gave him a bye. He played 16 games. He scored 1 goal in the Premier League. He was injured, so we will say, cool. This season was supposed to be the like Pogba hive open, and I'm a Pogba fan, so I love Pogba. I wanted to defend him, but even in the video I did of Pogba, like, it's like you're literally gonna sell him as like a flop. He's 27 now. He came to United when he was 24, and now he's entering his prime, and he's still not playing. He's still not settled. This season, 7 games, 0 goals, 0 assists. I think maybe he has 1 goal against Brighton, the deflected free kick. It's just not been.
No, he has got an assist against someone, but I don't know who it was against. Well, I know he's got
in the Premier League, though. Is it no assist in the Premier League?
I think he's got 2 in Champions League. I'm not wrong, but
fair enough. But yeah, no goals. Like now, we just don't know what Pogba is. Is he a goal scorer midfielder? Is he a 6 to anchor the midfield? Is he an 8 to be a box to box midfielder? We just don't know, man, and it's sad, man. So Pogba for me.
Yeah, to be fair, I think you could have picked any of the main players. I'm not gonna lie. You could have picked Martial. I know Rashford statistically has done well, but you could have had his case for him. Pogba has been poor. Bruno.
You could say your whole team, basically. Just your whole team.
Yeah, I'm still above you. Fuck me, it's a miracle. Right. Proper shit teams, man. Both of us. Proper dead teams. Right.
Listen, I told you got our disease, though. You got our disease. That's all I'm saying, man.
It's the long-term manager disease. Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson. It is the one.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna throw this at you, but I'll throw it out after we've done Lawless. Lawless, who's yours? Because I hope it's not who I've got, because I wouldn't like to compare.
It could be because mine is Aubameyang. Like, I have
Oh,
to say,
here we go.
you have to say it because
Aubameyang.
listen, all we heard was sign the ting, and all of this from the Arsenal fans. And obviously, quite right. Look, it's because of him that Arsenal weren't in a relegation battle last season. He kept Arsenal, and it's true. You take his goals away, they might have gone down. I don't know, but they would have been very close without Aubameyang. Yeah. So there was all the hype, and it was like, cool, we've got to secure Aubameyang because his goals are so vital. They gave him a new big contract to stay, and then that was a lot of good feeling. And then what? Now he scored one goal in open play or something in the league this season, or two, or something like that. They played him in the middle like they wanted, and still.
Dan, they did it. They did an Insta live. They brought Ian Wright to come and do an emotional.
Oh, sure.
Listen,
I want to be an Arsenal legend.
Listen, If he really a flop, if he just hustled the man, then like he's a hustler. That's it. Like,
no, come on, piss off.
No, I don't care about this. He's still a worldie. I don't.
You might need Mkhitaryan back. You know, he's been banging goals for all this season. You see his banger yesterday.
But
he's a flop on football terms, but not in terms of his contract. Not for his agent.
Yeah, it's just for the time being, but. Because I don't know why you
so far.
So all of a sudden Aubameyang's name gets mentioned. You don't say anything, but when Pogba's name gets mentioned, like, you know what I mean? Like Pogba's not a good player.
Agenda.
Arsenal fans still think fucking Jack's better than Pogba, believe it or not. But anyways,
he's performed better than would it?
He never has, mate. You just need El Nene back. Listen, man's gonna be. No, I think Martial is a shout. I've got to be honest. I don't want to be biased, but just for the sake of it, I can't believe no one said his name. Fucking Kepa Arrizabalaga, this shit, man.
Oh my god, it's yesterday's news.
He's out.
You didn't expect him.
Nah. 70 million there. He needs to be said. He's just been.
He was the flop of last season. That's last season.
He's played more than Pogba this season, by the way.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, Pogba's only had cameos. He's been injured.
Pogba's played 7 games this season. Kepa's played 2.
They're cameos. Trust me, they're cameos.
Kepa's played 2 though.
Yeah, but he's played 2 fucking worldies, man. Made some beautiful mistakes. Are we remembering against West Brom?
He didn't play against West Brom. Who
was that back pass? Who was that against? Southampton.
Oh, that was Southampton. Yeah, Southampton. Yeah,
it was no expectations on me this season, though. That's what I'm saying. How can he flop?
To be honest, to be fair, it was that bad that Lampard begged Czech to come out.
That was this season. That was this season.
He's that bad. Lampard said, "Please check, Joe."
I think I know what you're doing. It makes sense, but I don't think you could call someone flop of the season if his expectations weren't high.
Last season's flop, you can say. Last season,
Listen,
maybe they went out to replace him.
I'm just throwing. Okay, the reason I mentioned his name is because it's going to lead me on to the next thing, right? Before I finish another thing, who is a bigger flop, Pepe or Kepa? So
Kepa, obviously.
No, it's Kepa. You can't.
Kepa.
I think
Kepa's
had a bigger body of work, and as a goalkeeper, your mistakes are more glaring than like Pepe as an outfield player.
Pepe hasn't done a lot wrong as a footballer, man.
It's just for 72.
I didn't get many game time.
It's just for 72 mil.
That's what it is.
He hasn't done anything right. So he's not done a lot wrong, but he hasn't done anything
ever since that League Cup final where he refused to come off for Starry. That was the weirdest moment I've ever seen in live football. Like no one has ever refused to come off like that.
The funny thing is, as big as a flop they're saying he was, he replaced De Gea in the Spain team for some reason. So I don't know what happened.
De Gea's been shocking.
But De Gea's come back.
But to be fair, this season, De Gea this season, he's been underrated.
He was the flop of last season. He was one of the top flops last season.
De Gea's back, man. I'm telling you, man.
He is back. He's performed really well for United this season.
Yeah.
Let's finish on team quickly then, and obviously who's been the biggest disappointment so far this season, Ahmed, before you kill us. So far, Lawless, we'll start with you. Big up Lawless, obviously from Landsey. I'm assuming he's one of your homies. Yeah, he actually tunes into my watch-alongs as well, actually. What a legend. Right, but
nice.
yeah, Lawless, what do you reckon? Who's been the biggest disappointment in terms of teams?
Teams, for me, has to be Man City. Like for me, because I picked them to win the league at the start of the season, and yeah, they've just not got up and running. And like I said, you could talk about fixture pile up or whatever the case is. And they did play a lot of football last season. I don't know, they just haven't got it together. And I don't think they're going to continue in this vein. I think there'll be a point where they start to pick up a bit of steam, but the league, I don't know whether it might be a step too far. But for me, they're just the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, Daniel, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say like Arsenal or Man United, but it's the fact it's Man City.
No one expected anything from Arsenal and Man United at the start of the season.
And it's the fact that
Arsenal fans did.
Top four, and that's just me, bro. No, the Arsenal fans.
You said Champions League trophy 2 years, mate.
Yeah, within 2 years. What? Trophy? Chill out, bro.
You did. You said you're gonna win.
You did.
Because that's
3 years. 3 years. 3 years.
That's what Arteta promised Willian to get him to sign.
Yeah, 3 years. 3 years, isn't it? Yeah, within 3 years.
You're not
last time.
Anyways.
Man City, yeah, because obviously I picked them as well to win the league. Everyone said they took a break last season. This year they're going to win the league, and obviously they've been disappointing. They've scored 10 goals and conceded 11 goals. It's just not Man City-esque, and it's not Pepe-esque. Obviously, a big factor is what you kind of alluded to, Usmaan. Fernandinho, Company, David Silva, Aguero. This is the span that's literally gone, and they haven't replaced. But yeah, it's Man City so far. But I do expect them to bounce back and still put a charge. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's early doors. And Ahmed, what do you reckon? What are you saying?
Man City.
Oh, you got Man City as well.
Okay, the loss of Tottenham. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Alex, what's going wrong at the moment at Man City, man? Like, because
it feels like it's the transition.
Yeah, exactly. Is it? Do you think it's
and transitions are always painful? I didn't expect the transition to come within Pep managing. I thought it was going to be after Pep goes. So I think that's a bit of a surprise to all City fans. But City have been the biggest flop this season. I mean, expectations were high. It's been a very weird season, but just hasn't been the usual City, flow or anything. There's been nothing special about them. It's just been underwhelming.
This comment has tripped up for the flops.
Oh, you hater! He's got the best hair in the Premier League. You know what I'm saying, fam?
Mate, he's a sex doll.
I don't know, like
what the hell?
God, I'm trying to think who's got nice hair. Pep's hair's not bad.
Personally, I rate Guardiola's trim, obviously.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Ali's got nice hair. I'm proud of baggers and that. Kids, right, to finish off with you, are Spurs winning the league or not? What do you reckon?
Huh? No, we won't win the league. But in terms of my biggest flop team-wise, it has to be Arsenal. Yeah, they won the FA Cup. No, let me talk.
Expected a lot from us.
No. What? You did. Right, what I'm saying is they won the FA Cup. They won the FA Cup. Yeah, they won the Community Shield. Yeah. Then they won their first league game against Fulham 3-0. Then they said it was party time. They got Daneo to make a mixtape outside the stadium.
Don't forget Troops and the guy from Love Island. What was the singing against Man United?
God knows that
F2. And on top of that, Aubameyang signing his contract. He went to the stadium outside the live.
Yo, listen, your man of hairs, bro.
They spent most of their transfer budget on that promo video for him to sign it.
Yeah, but you can't talk about Partey if he's not been paid yet, bro. So you know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, you base it on the feel-good factor that you guys had at the beginning of the season with the Community Shield against Fulham, Partey time. It's not being like, come on, do you know what I mean?
It's only
Arsenal.
To be fair, it's funny. I don't know. Everyone said Man City. Alex has accepted it. It comes to you, and you're like, proper took it personally, man. Like Alex,
isn't it? Everything to Arsenal, I take it personal.
It's because Arsenal fans are deluded, aren't they? That's simple.
Deluded. Oh wow! Listen,
My manager.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. That's the one.
Like he's Pep Guardiola.
We're always down to Old Trafford. We're always down to them.
He's always going to be a ball boy, and that's it.
You're always
that's
dancing.
it.
What are you talking about? You beat us.
No, but don't forget.
And we're always dance over that. We're going to continue to dance over that.
They lost 1-0 to Man City, so they're making progress.
Kojo's comment is on point. They gave Party a WWE entrance for the warm-up against Leicester and lost.
Oh my God! Conversation with right on camera for Twitter.
On camera, like literally.
Did you not come off that game though?
I love Ian Wright here, but Ian Wright was about to cry, like saying, "I'm so happy you stayed." So glad.
Ian Wright, yeah, that's basically like Wayne Rooney.
Listen, you man are talking.
I'll never forget when they said Lacazette would be the next Ian Wright. They was all calling him. Arsenal Fan TV had a T-shirt and everything saying the next Ian Wright.
No, you know what?
Never said that.
You see why it's so funny? Like, even Gabriel after the United game, Gabriel was Premier League legend, centre back for the age. Like, we do this all the time. Like I can go on Twitter now and search Arsenal. They saw a clip of him pressing in the last minute, and he suddenly, literally, the next goal.
Listen, I told you, you've got to respect him. He's working on the team. Listen, why you beat a white Man United?
Yeah, okay.
Moose.
No. We'll talk here. Wait.
Go.
All I'm saying is, I don't ever come on here, acting like Arsenal is one of the top dogs in this Premier League, innit? All I'm saying, let me finish. I say how it is, I say we're better than Man United, and they are our next victims. And that's what happened, bro. You are our next victims.
Why are you happy with United?
Why are you doing I was watching his videos, all these Man United fans, talking trash about Arsenal. I'm like, nah, put some respect on our name, bro.
Bruce, the one comment I'll never ever forget. Is when you said if you lose 1-0 to a top team, that's progress. I'll never forget when you said.
I never said that.
Yeah, you did. No, you did.
When you lost to Man City.
For Arsenal, the shit that we were going through, this is not as bad as we were in through, it. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. Honest to God, I was going to say Man United was a flops. Honestly, I genuinely was going to. But then I had to remember that you said Arteta's the third best manager in the league. So therefore, based on what you said...
Wait, you still believe that?
That could change. You know what I mean?
As of now,
Right now, top 10.
Noise is clear. I
want to say this. I'm not even bunching. I swear to God, this is generally what I believe.
Right.
If you had Arsene Wenger as your manager right now, not only would you be playing better football, but you'd be in the top 4.
I'd be happy. Yeah,
but that's why there's no progress. Because
be careful what you wish for, lads.
Progress from.
And didn't you see the tweet we got tagged in, Kish, where Arsenal are basically Arteta has made Arsenal what everyone thought Mourinho was gonna make Spurs. That's literally it right now.
And you can't really say progress from Emery because Emery has more points in the same amount of games.
This is what I mean. You know when fans said be careful what you wish for with Wenger and stuff, it isn't until now till fans are finally realizing that what Wenger did under strict budget restrictions was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was ridiculous. I always backed Wenger.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Tottenham have a better squad than Arsenal. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Did I say that? Are you mad? No, you will never catch me saying that.
You said they have more creativity.
No, more creative players. We don't have that many creative players. And I never ever claim that we have creative players. I said we could still win without them.
He hasn't.
Yeah, chill out, man.
You did say Ceballos is better than Ronaldinho, but...
Yo, Ceballos should be Real Madrid level. Obviously, it's just not. It's not.
I know you've seen this clip, right? No, after Ceballos' first 2 games on Arsenal Fan TV, they're like, we've replaced Cazorla with Ceballos.
Nah. I know what you're talking about. It's DT, and DT said, I can quote him. I can quote him. I can quote him. No, he didn't say that. He goes, Ceballos is reminiscent of Cazorla. That's all he said. Chill out.
He's not reminiscent. I don't know how you think
I agree. Cazorla, I miss that guy so much. Yeah, when we got linked with Ericsson. He's the only person who I can say is similar to Cazorla. And
they're
you know what?
Similar. Yeah, they're not close.
They are the way, man.
I can happily admit Ericsson's not Cazorla's level.
No, Cazorla's better. But
I agree.
I like how Ericsson can use both. He can get the ball. I don't think that's what happened, bro. It's the other way around. He wanted a chip. He missed our test, isn't it? I think it's a wrap now. It's a wrap now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it. Listen, if Arsenal end up with the Bombers next week, Ahmed's gonna come with his chest out. We'll be back on Thursday. Obviously, I don't know who's available, but I think the show will be 7 or 8 p.m. Depending on availability with the guys. We're going to be previewing Chelsea and Spurs as well as the other games. Similar
you should do it.
Last week.
Me and Kish face off.
Yeah. We'll get into face off.
Player for player, yeah? Player for player.
Yeah, literally.
We'll do it. We'll give it a bit of hype and we'll do a mixed team and that. But make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel as always. Before we go, just make sure you listen to the boys as they shout at the socials. Daniel, we'll start with you because I'm fairly aware that the guys don't have many. Daniel, where can they find you?
As shown on screen or Eyes on the Ball TV on all platforms. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man.
Yes. And Lawless, well, they know who you are, but in case they don't know, Lanzy's here as well. He's coming to the chair pop. Ceballos is the top of No comment. Lawless, where can they find you, mate?
Obviously West Ham Fan TV on everything, or at the Lawless on flipping Twitter, or Dan Lawless WHF TV on Instagram if I ever decide to use it. I ain't posted in a while, but yeah.
Listen, the watch alongs I love them, man. They crap you up.
Yeah, they're too funny.
It's emotional.
Yeah, trust me, man. Honestly, God, the amount of people that be clipping mine from, who did we lose to recently? Istanbul, I swear to God. They're just like getting rinsed on the family WhatsApp group and that. I think I was going to buy something. But when Denver Bar scored, oh my God. I was never been so embarrassed in my life. In case you bastard, you joined the live stream as well that moment. Anyways, where can the find you, Kish? What you say?
Instagram, Twitter, Kishindu.
Oh, shit. Say no more. And obviously, Ahmed, I don't think you've got socials, have you? It's probably best.
Yeah, I do.
I'm joking. Back to the fight.
You know what? I'm anonymous. You won't find me. That's it.
Partey moves FC.
You've basically got like a football Twitter account, innit? Like,
be surprised, yeah.
Listen,
I'm not a troll.
Listen,
I'm just a living troll. I'm not.
Listen, Moose is anonymous. Call him Aubameyang, and it's
Moose needs Twitter, man.
You follow me on Twitter. You're following on Twitter.
I think I've got you, but you literally don't use it. But Alex, where can they find you?
I don't.
We can see where can they find you?
Instagram, if they really want it, it's there. So.
They really want it. You love to see it. Obviously, listen, we're going to be back on Thursday. Hopefully, more laughs. I think the guys will probably calm down a bit because we have. In fact, it's going to be after Champions League in it. We don't watch Europa League in it. No offense, boys, but it is what it is. Anyways, we'll be back on Thursday. Obviously, Arsenal probably losing to some random Irish team, but yeah, peace in a bit.